Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I was sent a schematic for a TPU. Here's what I was sent. You can see its instructions of how to construct a pancake coil setup. And I have done it. I made it. And I'm just showing you some results of what I've got. What's up with this meter? Pardon me. What's up with that meter? Good. Just here I've got analog and digital next to each other. Open circuit coming out. I mean, cut a long story short, I'm running this one with a tip 31, what is it, tip 35C is it? Tip 35C. I tried it with the ZVS. One small issue with the ZVS is my ZVS is the caps are 0.3 UF. In the instructions it suggests 0.33 UF caps, and that's what they all are. They're all 0.33 UF caps. You've got your 6 caps, you've got your resonators, 2 resonators, and then the center taps from the bifilers. I redid the schematic myself, so here's what I've produced, and so I did study it. As far as I can tell, I'm not getting more out than I'm putting in. When I load it, turn my knob up to 12 volts here, definitely 12 volts coming in, output's 11.1. When I adjust the base to the transistor, the voltage drops. Oh, pardon me. So I've gone up to 13 volts there on the output. Then it switches off, don't do that for too long. 13.7. Confirm on the analog. Yeah, around 13 volts on the output, 12 volts on the input. It will start cooking, I'm sure, that transistor, but I've not tried the tip 35Cs at the moment yet, but my tip 31's there. Anyway, I'll keep experimenting. One thing I did notice is if I lift the top coil off a little bit, well, let's see what the voltage does. So 9.1 there on the output. When I try to get it all in, when I lift, okay, obviously it changes there's a certain lift that will, I thought it was getting brighter. I could try taking out some of these resonators, see how that affects the brightness. Actually, that one's removed already, isn't it? Actually, I put this one's already removed because I noticed it was actually brighter with it removed. Out. Got brighter with it in. 8.7 without it being in. Push it in again. Oh, skill of single-handed. So it's touching there and it's come back up to 9.1. Out. 8.7. So there is a effect on the resonator. Let me just put let me get that in there properly. Sorry for poor camera. Something is smelling like it's cooking. Let me try the transistor. Potentiometer. 1K. You get that familiar smell of. Doesn't feel like the transistor. Transistor's warm, but not. Is it cooking? Transistor's cooking. You turn it down again. But anyway, take a look at the schematic again, and I think I'm going to try and rearrange some of those wires to figure out how to do things, and even just try half, because I can see the similarities between Unker's schematics and that schematic. The only difference is the way they've connected the end of the bottom set to the beginning of the bottom set, the innermost of the bottom set to the top of the top set, and then the outs are taking are the innermost of the top set and the outermost of the bottom set. So I'm going to rearranging those inputs and outputs, trying to work out where to put a ground. Any suggestions, let me know. Like I say, I got the ZVS and I was using it, but you know, I'm not sure. I mean, I've got my halogen. I took some amp readings and I was not getting any kind of amperage that I would be writing home about. I'll double check the readings, but anyway, let me know. Thank you very much. I looked at the last video and I looked at the schematic I'd made and I realised I'd put the bottom coils on backwards. Underneath I was connecting to the outside instead of the inside or something. Anyway, so I fixed that and the bulb's got super bright. There's 900 milliamps on the input, about 6 volts, and on the output there's 30 volts at 54 milliamps. So it's not more than anything else. Another thing that's annoying me is when I try and load up the output again, same as before, you put something extra in here and it knocks it off. It won't. Yeah, but when I lift it off the 3 coils at the bottom, then they do both start working, which makes me think there's some kind of phasing out or something. I get the milliamps up to 82 milliamps. There's something out of phase or out of balance with my coils that I need to figure out to help them phase into each other properly, because at the moment I'm not getting it. 800 milliamps. I'll see how many bulbs I can put in here, see how much current I can pull out, load it up with bulbs, and then see what's the maximum current for my setup with the voltage. Let's have a look, shall we? So when I lift the coils up, basically not using the 3 bottom ones, my milliamps can go up to 140 at about just under 9 volts, I think, probably about 6 or 7 volts, so 140 milliamps at 7 volts, and on the input it's 900 milliamps at 7 volts. So yeah, it's not, when I put it back down again, boom, it's all gone off, out of phase, doesn't work. So for some reason a load like that will work nice and bright. Anyway, let me know what you think. Just stick this video on the end of the last video. If you noticed it, you can see the 2 schematics are a little bit different, so I'll correct that for next time.